All right, what is up, Utah fans? This is Joseph back with the Utah Utes Football Digest, and today we are talking about possible tampering from BYU. A lot of this is hearsay, but the rumor mill and the fire behind it seems strong enough that you feel pretty confident it is happening. I'll tell you about some of the reports. I'll tell you about what we're hearing is going on, but I'm excited to dive into it and talk about it with you guys and get your opinion on it. Before we dive into all of it, please make sure you smash that like button. That's going to help get the video out to more Utah fans. Also, comment down below. What do you guys think? Is this a huge problem and you're really annoyed at BYU? Is this something happening everywhere in college football and just becoming normal? I want to know what you're thinking. Also, the show is a part of the 1012 Network. 1012 Network, sponsored by Charlie Hustle. Great products. I'm not wearing it right now, but Charlie Hustle, vintage made fresh. You can watch a ton of videos where I wear it. Go to charliehustle.com, use code 101215 at checkout for 15% off any non-sale items. Again, that's charliehustle.com, vintage made fresh. Use code 101215 at checkout for 15% off any non-sale items. And let's go ahead and dive in and talk about possible tampering from BYU. Okay, and this topic of BYU possibly tampering has been a buzz for a while. If you've been keeping an eye on it since, Keanu Tanuvasa went back into the transfer portal. And then there has been a lot of buzz around Smith Snowden specifically being actively targeted to get into the transfer portal by other schools. The rumor is it would be specifically BYU. And again, all this is rumors. I'm just reporting what I see here. And last night, I think it hit a peak as Alex Markham made this tweet. So now that this is what he said. So this is at A Markham Rivals. This is Alex Markham, insider for Utah football. He said, now that players can't get into the winter portal, two Utes who BYU unsuccessfully tried to lure into the transfer portal and over to Provo for months, Snowden and Barton. BYU succeeded in getting Tanuvasa to the portal, and it feels like it changes every 6 to 12 hours where he'll go. So what that tweet says in total is, hey, now that the winter portal is over, so players should still be able to transfer that have already entered the portal. But if you haven't entered the portal, you are no longer able to enter the portal. At least that's what I understand about the portal. It feels like there's a lot of gray area around the transfer portal. But anyways, the situation right now is that it's being reported that BYU is actively targeting Utah players now to get them into the portal. And with that, I think a lot of us have been aware of the Tanuvasa situation, right? Where how weird is it that he makes this huge post about how he's going to stay at Utah, and then all of a sudden he's going back into the portal like that. To do that just feels like you have to be being pulled in that direction. Who would do that in their own accord? Go and make this big post that they're going to stay at Utah and then go into the portal. Anyways, and then behind the scenes, I've been hearing a ton of rumors about Snowden and possibly Barton. More Snowden, though. Snowden's been a big one behind the scenes where, he has the rumor is he's being targeted to get him in the portal. But now that's over, Markham made this post to just kind of call it out and say what's been going on. Tanuvasa has been a weird one where it felt like he was locked in to come back. There were some posts from the Fano brothers the other day that made it feel, and they were about Tanuvasa, that made it feel like he was about to come back. So I'm still leaning towards the fact that he hopefully will be a Ute in the coming days or coming weeks. But really glad to see that Snowden and Barton did not hit the portal and they are going to stay at Utah. That's really good. And from what I heard, from what is being reported is what's his name? Snowden and Barton were offered, and I'm guessing Tanuvasa as well, but basically all these guys were offered significantly more money, right? It was, hey, if you enter the portal, we are willing to take you and we will give you ... and a very large amount of money, even, significantly more than what we were offering. And I think what's really cool about that, guys, is that we were able to retain our guys through the situation. I think it's kind of a big W for Utah, right? That other schools, like big big name schools. Like BYU's a good sized school. They have a good brand name, but we're talking like the rumor mill has it with Tanuvasa, at least for now. Nothing's cemented whether he's staying or not. But the rumor mill has it that USC and Michigan are actively going over Tanuvasa. And I think when you're talking about big names and schools that can spend a lot of money, there's not much bigger than those two. There are bigger ones, but a handful of bigger ones, right? They're very big schools that have a ton of power and a ton of weight to throw around. So I'll give you guys my final thoughts here in a second. All right, guys, and I'm about to go ahead and give you my final thoughts on the situation and what I'm thinking about it. Before I do so, though, please make sure you smash that like button. Also, comment down below. What are your thoughts? Is this a big deal? Is BYU poaching Utah players? Is that a problem? So I'd say this is kind of where I'm also subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We put out a ton of Utah Utes football content, and I've been really making an effort to ramp up the content. So if you want to make sure you don't miss anything, please make sure you hit that notification bell so you can keep getting updates on all the content. My thoughts on the situation, guys. I think one thing is true is that tampering is not a BYU problem. Tampering is just part of the college football world now. As dirty as it is, I think if you're not tampering at least a light amount, you're going to be behind the eight ball and you're going to have problems keeping up, because most of the time what seems to be happening is these players hit the transfer portal and they already, like the big names, they already know where they're going, right? Like, I'm not going to say I have literally no knowledge about this, but I'm going to take a guess that Devin Dampier, when he hit the transfer portal, he felt like there was a very good chance he was following his offensive coordinator, right? I'm not saying there was any tampering there. I'm just saying a lot of the time these guys know where they're going, whether that's tampering or their coach leaving, whatever, right? And I think tampering is a thing. I think it's a thing with, power, like high end blue blood football teams. And I think, at the BYU and Utah level, like that's going to be a thing. And I don't think we should necessarily hate on Utah or on BYU for trying to poach from Utah, right? I think there's going to be a decent amount of that in both directions. And I think if anything, what we really should be happy about is that we won. They like, not only did we win, like if it was dollar for dollar and we won, that'd be great. Like that'd be awesome. That like, hey, it's dollar for dollar, we won. But they are coming at our guys with, I don't know the exact numbers, but I am hearing that it is significantly bigger than what we are offering, guys. And the guys are willing to stay at Utah because they believe that much in the development of their position at Utah and the Utah coaching staff and the Utah, the culture of the program. And that's after a 5-7 season, one of our worst seasons in forever, right? And we're still able to do that. You got to love that. And I think at the end of the day, I don't think we should completely hate BYU for tampering. I think we should be annoyed a little, right? That our little brother's knocking on the door, trying to steal our toys, right? But I think at the end of the day, we should be happy that we're that much better than them, that our players are willing to stay with us, even though they're being offered a lot more money elsewhere. So I think that's pretty cool. Before I get out of here, guys, again, smash that like button. That'll help get the video out to more Utah fans. Comment down below. What are your thoughts? And subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I'm out. Go Utes.